Bakeoff. I'm Savannah Stell, this is Madison Stell, and we're the co-winners of Cycle 17 of America's Next Top Model. I'm here to introduce our fabulous judges for today's competition. First, we have Therese Sowers, founder and CEO of the iconic lifestyle brand Stanky. Our second judge, we have the fabulous head chef of the world-renowned chain TGI Fridays, Heidi Waters. And lastly, we have the coveted food editor at Teen Vogue magazine, Adam Rosenthal. All right, we have 3 rounds of today's competition. Round number 1, we are starting with a s'more competition. The number 1 rule you have to follow is using 3 ingredients: chocolate, graham cracker, and marshmallow. Other than that, there are no rules. How about we get some introductions?
My name's Karis, and s'mores are my jam.
My name is Morgan, and I'm very confident about this one.
My name is Ellie, and you're all gonna get crushed.
I've never lost an eating competition, and I hope that's what this is.
I'm super afraid, and I think I'm gonna lose.
Thanks, everybody. We have some of the best contestants we've had in the history of the Great Lakebay Bakeoff, so I know this is going to be a really tight race. All right, we got 15 minutes on the clock. On your mark, get set, bake! Woo!
We're making 2 of these, right? No, there's 3, Jeff.
As a reminder, everybody, you need to be making 2 s'mores in today's competition. They can be identical, or they can be 2 separate types of s'mores.
I would like to stick pretty close to a pure s'more. I've been making s'mores at Lakebay since I was 12.
Oh, wow.
But I am going to stack them a little bit differently. So I'm going to use a stuffed marshmallow technique.
Interesting. Is that a secret ingredient?
I learned it in France when I was training at the S'more Academy.
I don't think that's been done on our show before. I'm really interested to hear what that's going to be like. Thanks. How about you? What's your plan for today's s'more?
Well, I'm not big on super sweet, so I'm going to be adding some fresh banana to help give it some more healthy flavor.
I
Okay.
don't think of bananas as sweet. Interesting.
Noted.
You want this one?
Yeah, it's going to look
There you go.
Wow, what do you guys have planned for your s'mores today?
Well,
She already fucked hers up.
So our contestants are getting started over here. We have
This is a TV show, so maybe talk a little louder, miss.
rounding a little on the early side. I see some people are
so
eager.
what makes you think you're
Does this seem like just a regular
doing
marshmallow?
this
It's vanilla flavor.
Well,
And
I
what
find the word
inspired you to
qualified.
choose vanilla?
They were the only other type they had at the store except the regular, and I thought it would be really great.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
and a
What if the
s'more
shape
is...
Well, these are
whatever you want.
something kind of
Okay, then I
new
can
where
do
it's
that.
like, oh, it's so easy to smush, and look, it's going to go,
luck with
it's
it.
the
Thank
square
you.
of the marshmallow, of the graham crapper.
Instead of Hershey.
Like I'm sweating, it seems hot. Is it hot in here to anyone else?
Time check. Anyone? 13:05.
Well, right now, I'm just adding on the organic chocolate hazelnut spread that I brought from my own kitchen at home. Once this is on here, I'll start toasting my marshmallows and add it on there, and that'll really, the warmth will really melt the chocolate in a really nice creamy way, and it should be really delicious.
Oh, no. Oh, I can't blow it out because my hair will catch on fire. I think it's perfect.
Everyone else done?
It's two s'mores, but Reed and I were going to be teammates, and now it looks like we've gone off on our own. I feel like I'm sweating. It seems hot. Is it hot in here to anyone else? Or is it just me?
Oh wow, looks like we got some stuffing happening already. Now, how exactly do you roast a stuffed marshmallow?
Flavored.
It's super secret.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a patented technique that I've developed. So.
Close your eyes. I look forward to seeing
Good luck, player.
So, Reed, how are you taking an approach to making this a seasonal dish?
Well, I heard that we were supposed to use graham cracker, and I didn't bring any, but I did bring energy bars.
That's actually pretty nice since graham crackers aren't really in season this time of year. I look forward to tasting your finished product.
Thanks very much.
Coming through.
completed to present, but it's not going to be my best work. I'm trying to get one more done here. Get out of my space.
And what on earth are those that you're putting on there? I have to ask.
These are imitation nuts.
And what made you think that the real things weren't good enough for you?
Well, these have a certain character that is hard to define. And I am told that that's kind of what I'm like too. This is a me burger.
It's very marshmallow forward, it looks like.
We'll have to see if that's something the judges are looking for.
Judges?
We're each looking for a few different things. One of the things I'm looking for is how even the marshmallow cook is. Because it's always the anterior side of the marshmallow that struggles to get as golden. So I'm going to be looking for anterior golden roast.
Well, I'm personally looking for some creativity in it because s'mores have been going on for centuries.
And I'm looking for seasonality. You know the phrase, what grows together goes together. I want ingredients that make sense with each other and around this time of year. Marshmallows just, they don't grow as naturally around some other ingredients as others. So I really want to see wise pairings and things that are very in season right now.
Reed and I are never separated, so we each only have one s'more.
Bakers, we have 7 minutes left on the clock. If you haven't already
I feel like I should make another one. Maybe we need to separate. Reed.
Well, I need a specific angle. The temperature's rising rapidly on the fire, so people that haven't got their marshmallows roasted already are going to be having to improvise here.
Oh, I like the banana approach. Supposed to make 2.
Now, Ellie, what made you decide to plate the marshmallow at the table rather than by the fire? Was there a thought process there?
There's not.
All right, all right.
I just do not question my own judgment.
Okay.
I'm not happy with the second marshmallow. Oh no! I really want to present 2 marshmallows per s'more to the judges, and I lost one in the fire and I burnt one, and so now I'm trying to get 2 marshmallows done really rapidly. Sometimes when you rush things, it doesn't turn out well.
I have finished baking my s'mores, and I'm going to work on the decorating process and try to place them in a spot where I can keep them sort of warm until it's time for the judges.
Cheater.
5 minutes left.
Excuse me.
4 minutes, 4 minutes.
What the fuck happened to my food? Well, that's not acceptable.
I was told to clean up the judging area. I'm sorry.
Sweet Jesus in a jumpsuit.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Come on. Come on. No. Okay. There we go. Okay, that will be presentable. I still want to get a second marshmallow on there. You're gross. I thought it was going to be one of those.
Now, Morgan, what inspired this bark presentation method? I'd love to hear about
Actually,
it.
some family property that I have out on Lakebay, and this is actually a specimen of bark from that family property. And this is supposed to be a woodland theme. I have chocolate hazelnut butter spread as my chocolate base, so you've got the woody theme. And yeah, I just wanted to really, add something personal to my
It's great. Now, does the bark affect the flavor at all, or is it merely a plate?
not at all.
Just made 2 of the same kind. What?
Sorry. I just saw the bark. I thought that was a figure of speech.
How many chefs are we eliminating in this round? 3, 4, 5, all of them? Good, good.
I didn't think we could have unedible props.
Yeah, well, decorate. You still have a few minutes left. No, let's not ruin it.
We do have 3 minutes left on the
Hungry
clock.
people do eat bark.
Who's using Ghirardelli? As mentioned,
That was mine.
Out.
the main
That was
rule
not
was
available to
3
me.
components of the
Sea
nut.
salt Ghirardelli?
You bring your own shit.
What
But
the?
apparently you're putting it on yours.
She's cutting up the
60 seconds left, bakers. 60 seconds. Now's the time to get those finishing touches in. Think, is this really the best work that I can produce for these world-renowned judges?
And I think really the plating on that and
30 seconds, bakers.
State of mind, take a moment to compose yourself.
And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
hands up.
Hands up, everybody.
All right.
Woo, that was cool. Great work, bakers. Great work. All right, contestants, you had 15 minutes to make 2 phenomenal s'mores, and now we're going to begin the judging. Karis, how about you start? Please explain your dish to the judges.
All right, this is one of the Lakebay classics that I've been making since the late 80s. I like to keep it fairly simple. The flavors of a s'more just can't be beat. But what I've done is I've stuffed the marshmallows. I just feel like you get a more even melt to it. So what you'll find is it's a very difficult technique. I've stuffed the chocolate inside the marshmallow. Roasting it over the fire is not easy. And then I've added a little bit of the chocolate shavings on top, just since it's purely melted chocolate inside. I wanted you to have a little bit of texture.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
I don't like this one that's so
Yeah.
squished out. Let's see.
Yeah. Look. I lost my toppings. Somebody else keep their toppings? I don't. My toppings are gone. Well, you put it upside
You know, I was a bit worried when I saw the uneven distribution of the chocolate shavings from s'more to s'more, but ultimately, I think the flavor profile stands strong. I think she's really honored her mom wherever she is.
I appreciate that she too has tried experimenting with added flavors and just realized that a s'more really just should have 3 ingredients: a graham cracker, a marshmallow, and chocolate. And I like the way it's melted because my Hershey's bars are always hard, so I crunch into it. So I give it a thumbs up. Should we
Thumbs
say
up, but
that?
I'm
Yeah.
excited
Yep.
to taste whatever's next.
Good one.
All right, this is my woodland theme s'more set. These theme s'mores each have a normal, regular old graham cracker to keep the sweet, crisp flavor going. On the inside, directly in there for the chocolate, we have a hazelnut chocolate butter spread. So that will be what you find for the chocolate. And I cut my marshmallow in half so that when you eat it, you still get all the marshmallow coated everywhere, but it doesn't spill out onto the side. It's a lot easier to handle while you still get the flavors. And then for a little bit of crunch and pop and texture, I added some Rice Krispies in there. So I'm hoping that those won't be too soggy, but I think they'll hold their texture pretty nicely. This is designed after my family property on Lakebay. You know, as a young person in the baking industry, I just want to bring something new to the table, so hope you enjoy.
The presentation is nice. I would say that.
I agree.
Yep.
And what species did you decide was representative of your family heritage?
I think that all the species on my land are really important. So I don't discriminate, and we're not going to name names.
I see.
Stylistically, I think it's very sappy. I question the use of a regular old graham cracker, considering the overall newness of the dish. I probably would have used a regular new graham cracker. But let's dig in and see what it's like.
Okay. What do you think?
This is a chef who has really experimented with different texture profiles and really nailed that aspect of this dish. You get the crispness of the graham cracker, which, along with the slight crispness, but not quite as crispness of the Rice Krispies, but the smoothness of the hazelnut puree.
It is very crispy. Unfortunately for me, the hazelnut is overpowering the chocolate, and to me, that isn't a way to go.
See, I appreciate the span of generations because the hazelnuts harken all the way back to the Native American First Peoples of this area. And then she went all the way to, you know, crappy modern kids that just eat, you know, Rice Krispies. So she's got the whole thing. in one s'more.
And you did do it locally. I
It's
do like
deep.
that.
It's
Yep,
deep.
yep.
I like
Okay.
it.
Next contestant, we have Ellie.
For my s'more, I am young and fresh, so I decided to keep my s'mores young and fresh. We added a little bit of fruit to give that wide variety. We have a ton of sweetness with the hazelnut, but now we're going to bring in some fruit for this element, and I personally believe they're going to love it. So it's kind of springy, summery, going to keep it light.
The bananas look wonderful. The plating is youthful and exuberant. However, the chef has made one slight mistake to me. Notice that the graham crackers are a little bit tilted up the top compared to the ones on the bottom. It may look a little bit savvier to the eye, but it makes for much more difficult consumption.
Yes, I'll be interested to see how she knives it. Let's
Well,
look at
how
the
about if
knifing.
we asked her if she did this on purpose? Was there a
I
reason
did that.
for this?
I did that intentionally
Okay.
because I wanted it to not be so boxy and in the box in the lines.
Oh,
I wanted it to have a little more dimension.
Okay, so you're an out of the box thinker, are you? Okay.
All right, young lady, let's see some fresh knifing.
How did you decide how many banana slices to put in there?
I did it for pieces of chocolate I used. So I
Okay.
used 2 banana slices when they went on each piece of chocolate.
Okay, all right. So, judges, are we ready?
Ready?
Okay. Now remember that Heidi likes to look at the layering.
Yeah,
So let's
here's an
see.
issue I'm seeing. I don't have my bananas down there. Where's your banana?
See, mine has kind of fallen apart
Here's
a
you
little
got
bit.
banana.
I've reconstructed it
I
here,
think
but
I got
it's gonna
some
be a little
banana.
bit more difficult.
I'm gonna have to hear from Adam how this banana is.
I gotta say, this takes me
Alright,
back
well.
to my days of eating banana splits at my friend's third grade birthday parties. I really get that vibe from the semi-sweetness of the banana combined with the sweetness of the chocolate and marshmallow. I think it makes for a surprisingly comprised bite. Of course, I wish it was a little bit easier on the mouth, but overall.
I could have.
Adam,
All right.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks,
young lady.
judges.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Next, we have Reed. Reed, why don't you explain your dish to the judges?
It's a goldfish.
I don't think it needs a lot of explanation. This is an extruded nut-like product on top instead of graham cracker. I did completely ignore the instructions, and I think that's okay. Same with the sprinkles. I think it talks a lot about my iconoclastic approach to cooking. This is also not a graham cracker. It is an energy bar. Peanuts and oats, I believe. I didn't really read the label. I did ombre on the marshmallow. Raw, medium, and well done. And I think that gives a little something to everybody. Thank you.
Did you intend for the marshmallow to be as charred as it appears to be?
I think I just said that,
Yeah, he did mention the ombre effect, which at first I wasn't sure when I saw the flames singeing his eyebrows. But now I see, if you're really committed,
Baking is
be
pain.
part of it. Yeah.
do we have, what's the bottom? Is it a nut also down there?
It's also an extruded, semi-synthetic nut. Yes.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
gonna be hard. Somebody's just
Yeah.
gonna have to take the...
I'm curious to see how he knives this, aren't you?
No one.
That's what I was thinking too.
Let's watch that.
You didn't ask about the banana. That is a found fruit.
That's a banana.
Banana.
It came from next door.
Okay. Okay, so we need to have you cut those in half.
All right.
Oh, you brought your own
I've got my
cutlery.
own. Yep.
Ooh, I'm not sure. if
I
guys are
admire
cleaning-
that,
Well,
see?
I'm worried about cleanliness.
I don't know where the marshmallow ends and the chocolate begins.
I'm just gonna try it. I'm gonna try this piece with the extrusion and the ombre. Oh, maybe. All right, here we go. Oh. Okay. All right. Got it. What?
I don't see chocolate here.
Huh.
The chocolate is my favorite part.
There's some extra here. I hear he borrows from the neighbor. Would you like some of this chocolate over here?
No, I'm just going to have to. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot to take in. So don't worry, it might take you a little while.
Well, you know, a lot of stuff I don't like and no chocolate. I've had trouble with that. Okay, moving on.
All right, thank you, Reed. We have our next contestant and our final contestant of the s'more round, Monica.
Hi, you guys. I'm embarrassed, a little bit shy. I'd like to bring to everyone's attention that it's been about an hour and my marshmallow isn't warm anymore. It's like, you touch it, it's just springy. So while you're tasting it, if you could keep that in mind, that'd be great. So what I have is a regular graham crapper, as one of my children or someone else's children called it, and also some dark chocolate with sea salt and roasted almonds.
I do prefer warm chocolate.
And also, this mellow is a vanilla marshmallow. May I have the knife? And this is Western red cedar, just as a garnish.
Now, Monica, we do want to give the judges an opportunity to judge on presentation before we do the cut. So let's pause for that.
I mean,
Come on,
I
man.
was hoping for an opportunity.
Right? That's pretty good. Oh, sorry. What made you choose Western red cedar? Well, it turns out it was right behind my back, and that's how I chose it. So nearness, the location of it. Yeah, okay. And I also wanted to say the chocolate that I chose was made here in Lakebay. Oh. Yeah. And the that right next to the winery? No, it's a couple blocks down. Okay. The marshmallow I actually made myself, and I added the vanilla to it. So okay, I was wondering. I've not heard of vanilla. Shall I cut it?
Your marshmallow looks a bit creamier than some of the other ones that we've seen. Is that intentional?
Well, when you say creamier, it might be colder,
You know
as
what?
I mentioned.
And speaking of creamy, I'm glad you mentioned that because I appreciate the contrast between the creaminess and the crust here. Do you see how the crust is broken? That is beautiful It's incredibly difficult to get that much gloss next
Judge
to
Ruddy,
your
I'm so glad you noticed that because this was something that was one of
Very
my.
difficult.
That's one thing I tried for, and so it makes me happy that you noticed it.
Way it's broken there.
Did you take a lot of time practicing this absolutely. If you think this is the first time I've done this, come on, you guys. I'm just gonna cut them all up. Excuse me. I would like you all to not tell me how to do this.
I
you used to go in
definitely-
half. I get it.
I'd like the piece in the southeast piece, please. It's got the most beautiful crown.
It literally has been an hour since this happened. And Heidi would like the southeast. Yeah, we're gonna let her pick.
Can you hand it to me, please? I really appreciate that
directional knowledge.
Right.
I think I got the southeast.
No.
Somebody doesn't like my geography. Seems rude, but yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Let's see. Yes, I'm so nervous. In particular, I've seen Chef Adam on the show a lot, and he really seems like he knows his chefs and who he's talking to and stuff. So I'm
a little dry. The southeast piece, it looks beautiful. I wish I could see it.
But
it's in there on the table.
What do you think it would be? What do you think it would be if it was the first one? I feel I got, well, quite frankly, kind of fucked in it. What was the last one? Oh, thank you. Oh,
you have a lot of potential. Thank you for bringing your potential to today. I appreciate that.
So I think the technique on the marshmallow is very solid here. It has a very nice texture, probably the best individual marshmallow I've had all day. Where I run into trouble is that the sea salt adds a bit of a oceanic profile to the dish, giving it a bit more of a surf and turf flair. I was really looking for something a bit more in the s'more category.
Look out there! It's the sea! It's the sea and there's salt! Did you get it? Did you?
I agree with that.
What are you talking about?
All right, so do we get together now, judges?
Next time.
Thanks, Monica. We'll give you a moment to compose yourself.
Okay,
and
thank
let's
you.
go to a quick commercial break. Hello, and welcome back to the Great Lakebay Bakeoff. Here we are for our second and final round of today's competition, the technical round. Now, we are about to unveil our secret ingredients, and I will explain the rules of how you make this next secret dish. And then we will do a 3, 2, 1 bake, and then you can all begin. Understand?
Yes.
No.
Great. So for today's technical challenge, we will be making breadsticks! So everybody, what you need to do is you need to go to our plentiful forest, grab a stick. You then need to whittle the bark off of the stick, where you will then make your dough, coat the dough on the stick so it looks sort of like a corn dog, if you will, or a breadstick, even better. Then you will have 40 minutes to make your breadstick and present it to the judges.
Okay.
Any questions? All right.
Yes.
Yes, Morgan.
Is our stick collecting time included in the 40 minutes?
Yes, it is. You have 40 minutes. 40 minutes on the clock. And 3,
What
2,
about my showstopper?
1, bake!
Yay! Let's go. Let's go. What do I need? What do I need? Oh. Really? What do I need? What do I need?
She's hopeless. Oh, she'll probably do well.
I know this is a good solid stick and I'll be proud to cook with it.
Yeah.
I am not sure how this is gonna
Where
work
does the
here.
butter come in?
And I'm a little concerned about it coming off
Oh,
of the stick
man.
at the end.
We always look for sticks just a little bit larger in diameter because you could put more stuff in. That stuff being brown sugar and butter and raisins.
Well, speaking of that, I was just about to go look around in the supply kitchen and see what I fill mine with, so I'll be running off. Thank you.
Wow.
So yeah, that's gonna.
Ellie, now it looks like everybody else has started on their dough and I see you're still in the cutting process of your stick. Are you worried about time right now?
You can't rush perfection.
All right, I guess we'll just have to see.
How much water? 3/4 cup cold water. Go get it. Excuse me. Or I will. Either way. Okay. Cheese.
Everyone spent a lot of time
and
focusing on their stick, and I thought I'd better just
dough
get
forms.
focus
Do
on the
not
dough.
overmix.
Get the dough right. I
Get a spoon.
think I'm a little concerned about my consistency
Let's
here.
throw some chocolate in.
See if this will actually form.
I just found
the
some
stick.
seasoning mix.
How much water do you
3/4 cup.
went on
American.
No.
Do you want me to do that?
No, it's not too little, trust me.
issue, and I don't see
Sorry.
extra flour
I
in the kitchen
apologize.
to help with this dilemma.
Are you worried about any of the ingredients sliding off because of the smoothness of the stick?
That is
You know, I'm not. We will get there when we get there.
Very well.
the difference being is with the old ones that I used to use.
Tell me about the provenance of your butter. What kind of pasture did the cow have?
No idea you supplied it.
Did you put a ring around?
Like with the tight timeline, like getting your stick on the fire early is going to be key. Not super happy with a little of the consistency issues, but we'll work it out. I mean, if theirs have a great consistency, but they don't get it cooked, they're not going to be able to present to the judges.
Now, do you guys plan on adding any stuffing to your breadsticks, or are you going to leave them as naked breadsticks? What's the plan here?
She tells me we're gonna be. We're gonna take herbs and butter.
I'm gonna be happy this comes out of the breast.
Okay, herbs and butter. Great.
Yeah, she says we're gonna put it on later. I wanted to put the herbs on now.
Okay. All right. Oh, Monica, we have some spillage on the table happening. I don't know if you're aware. Looks great, you guys. I'm excited to see how this turns out.
A plot? Oh dear. I think my breadstick's looking more like mashed potatoes.
What? Wasn't expecting
Oh, another plot. Oh. Oh yeah. I think I should have rethunk. Breadstick. Kind of a little mashed potato texture going on right now, which I don't think is ideal.
That was a regrettable experience.
Oh, you're telling me?
Welcome.
I guess.
Ellie's looks like cauliflower.
She's slow, staring.
He's dropping it on mine.
There's a little bit.
I've already
on the
staked
floor in
my
the kitchen.
campfire space here, people. That's why I got here first. I knew this was going to be an integral part of the competition.
This is not easy.
Didn't any of you realize that dough was too wet?
Excuse me. It's too late now. There's no more.
Flour to add to it.
Right.
Some rice up there.
I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, I got. Look at my.
This challenge requires a high level of personal commitment.
Why does Karis look so good? Wait, can you scoop me? Oh my God, mine looks better than Ellie. Who knew? Oh my God. This is planned. This was all planned.
It's delicious.
So Ellie, are you questioning the smoothness of your stick at this point?
I think it might have been a little too perfect.
Oh, shit.
It's understandable.
We're gonna try and fix it.
Youthful energy.
At least your shoes are clean.
The art of campfire bread on a stick is a long-running Danish tradition. Based on the performance I've seen so far from our contestants, I wonder if they wish that they were in a Danish competition instead.
I'm pulling off my shards. These are going to be crumble shards. And I'm going to put some herbed butter on top.
8 minutes left, bakers. 8 minutes left.
Oh no.
What are you doing?
Oh
What's
boy. Oh,
What's happening?
God.
Like, do you
We
need
lost.
that?
Damn! Oh no!
It was on the news.
Quick, microwave. Don't
Well, can we get this shit off of there
Don't tell
first?
Karis. Oh no!
Why would you move it while I was getting it off of there?
Oh God!
Damn it. Seriously?
Bakers, you have 2 minutes left. Where are we at with these? You need to be plating soon. Have you added your
Where we're at,
fillings?
Karis just found something and she said, oh, this isn't even expired.
God, I'm going to assemble down there so it doesn't get too soggy. Oh my God, yours looks like a breadstick.
I'm standing by my dish. Come on, everybody.
1 minute, bakers. 1 minute left on the clock. You should be adding your final touches. You should be adding your fillings, cleaning things up.
Fillings.
Monica, where are we? We got 30 seconds
Oh, wait. Someone thinks they're gonna go in the front.
20 seconds, Baker.
Oh my
20
God.
seconds.
She stole from my plate.
I think that's a cheaty move.
Well, she came to the front when she was there before, so I already have my spot here.
Where's this
And
here?
10,
Is that yours?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Oh no.
3, 2,
Balsamic reduction.
1. Hands up, Bakers. Hands up. Hands up.
Oh, wait, what? Did they say hand up?
Good work. Good work.
I want the judges to be able to smell.
All right, we're gonna have our contestants show off their dishes, and then we will do some tasting and deliberating. All right, contestants, let's start with Monica. Please introduce your dish to the judges.
Hi, judges. Today I've made for you some breadstick with some cheese in it at just the right amount, plus a little brown butter drizzled over top, and some grapes to cleanse the palate. Enjoy.
The aroma, the fromage, very nice, very nice.
It smells nice and it also feels very warm.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, crisp on the palate.
Quite salty.
I might have another
What
bite.
did you put in there? What's salt?
I might have had a little bit of Johnny's.
Yeah,
A little bit of Johnny's. It felt like it might have come out faster than I meant it.
Thank you, Monica. Ellie, how about you introduce your dish?
My dish took an unexpected turn and we ran with it. This is the breadstick tart. Yet again, following myself with the fruity aroma and the almost cheerful spring kind of feeling you get when you eat it.
Can you explain a little bit how the size feeds into your overall vision?
I believe less is more.
Do you mind thirding it for us, please? We're curious to see how that works.
Of course.
Take your time. Take your time. No rush. We aren't judging you.
they're literally judging you.
You have to admire the fortitude of the vision.
That's pretty.
Okay.
Fortitude.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and just bring it over to my fellow judges. Why don't you take which piece you'd like first?
I'll take this one.
Okay.
You go ahead. Do the fruit.
As a blueberry aficionado, I appreciate that I will be allowed to savor this in full.
Are these homegrown blueberries? Sure, right from my backyard.
Okay.
It's very moist.
It's well stuck.
Marshmallow drizzle.
Morgan, how about you introduce your dish?
All right. Here we have our fruit in the forest theme. The maple leaf represents the maple branch, which I use to cook my breadstick on. And it is filled with butter and fresh blueberries. And I'd just like to acknowledge the fact that the decor is lovely, but if you take that all away, I have a perfectly shaped breadstick, which is the correct form, and if you pick it up, nothing is going to fall out the bottom.
Okay. With both of your entries, Morgan, you went with the forest theme on both of them? Okay. All right.
Can you comment on which of the garnishes are edible?
Only the blueberries.
Thank you.
It is a breadstick.
And the breadstick.
It does appear as if it may have rolled down the hill and landed at the bottom of the hill. However, it did have the ability to roll, and I can't say that for the rest of them.
Yeah. So can we have you knife it?
Yes. Please knife.
I would love to knife it for you.
There's some crunch to it.
Ooh, it is a little more crumbly than it looks. Oh, okay.
Oh, there
Not
are-
the middle, though.
There are blueberries already baked in to the bread. I was not expecting that. That's The outside is strongly cooked. The inside needs maybe
25 to 31. Could be 5.5 to
Maybe.
28.
Maybe.
Order.
Thank you, judges. Now moving on to Reed's breadstick.
I've never felt more confident with a dish. This is the quintessential breadstick crumble with rose garnish. It's drizzled with herb butter, just the right amount of doneness, soft on the inside, crunchy on the outside, same as me.
Can I ask why it isn't in a breadstick shape?
That's very planned
Okay, and the plan was,
to not do it like that.
and why? What was your thinking
So
behind
you would
that?
think it was really good.
Oh, okay. Would it taste better when it's not
It's
in
really
the...
gonna be good.
Okay. So you ready for us to...
My fellow judges have the first bite.
I am really...
Terrific presentation.
Do I detect herbs that were used either in the butter or in the bake?
So many herbs.
I think the herb butter had herbs in it. Yes, I detect herbs
In the
in the herb butter.
Yeah.
Yes, that comes through very clearly.
I think there's real character in the bite that I had. In fact, I'm gonna have another one.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have another one too.
I'm gonna have one too.
Well,
I love my own cooking.
I'm also gonna wipe my hands. Reed.
Oh
Well
my
done.
goodness!
Well done, Reed.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
now we do have one more to taste and think about. So, Karis, can you talk to us about yours?
Yes, I have done the traditional breadstick again. Simplicity, purity. I wanted to just go with the basics for you guys. I did come up with a brown butter herb reduction, and I left it here so you guys could take in the aroma. Who can beat the scent of brown butter? So I've done a small drizzle of that on the top for you guys.
Was there a little cheating going on where one of the other contestants used some of your butter?
Yes. Somebody used my butter, and somebody was glomping their raw dough on my breadstick on the tire.
Glomping?
I won't
Not
name any names.
glomping.
I won't name any names. My strategy was to get it done, get out there early, because I just knew I wanted it done well. So mine cooked the longest, and I used one of the sticks. I didn't want it to fall off, so the stick was a little more grippy. So what I ended up doing is slicing it down the middle. I pre-knifed, and then I divided again for you guys.
We haven't seen that yet.
I'm excited to taste this one. It's firm. It's got just a nice amount of herb on the outside. I wonder if maybe the ratio of what was in the dough versus in the pan maybe should have been a little bit lower.
I find this is probably the most cooked inside as well as outside of the things we're doing. Is a little salty also. We're back to a bit of a salt.
Nice strong flavor though.
Yeah,
Admit,
yeah.
Nice like punch to it.
Yes.
Well done.
Well done.
Yes, it had really good well done.
Excellent. Well done. Thank you, bakers. Thank you, bakers.
Thank you, bakers. Thank you, judges. The judges are now going to go off and deliberate and decide on the star baker of the final round as well as the star baker of the day. Welcome back. All right, after a grueling 2 rounds, our judges have come to a decision. We have a winner for our second round and an overall winner. I'm going to give it over to the judges.
Karis, in this round, your breadstick had a phenomenal crisp texture to it. The balance of the butter we thought was maybe a little bit heavy, but overall it made for a very nice sized, well-composed bite.
And we could tell that you started earliest and had the greatest longevity to your cook time, and that came through in the integrity of the dough. No one else matched the dough integrity.
And we appreciated that you stuck with your simplistic view on the baking that you've been doing today.
Now, Ellie, had the most resilient interpretation of a breadstick with her crouton formation. So we appreciate the creativity of that interpretation. Impressionistic, shall we say?
Well, it wasn't truly a breadstick. You did not melt down and run off the set crying, and you figured out what to do with it, and a lovely presentation of that.
It was very tasty. It reminded me of a wonderful blueberry pie, but it wasn't amuse-bouche. And amuse-bouche is great. I mean, it's a wonderful thing to start off a meal, but this was a breadstick competition, and we were looking for a breadstick, and unfortunately, I do think the portion that you gave us really played in, and the lack of blueberry for the lack of at least one blueberry per judge did hinder your overall performance.
But you have a wonderful future in baking.
And Morgan, plating. Stunning plating as always.
We like the way that you stuck with your nature theme, and with that enhanced plating that you did that with both of them.
And the daringness to infuse the blueberries into the dish made for a really nice sweet combination. We did think, however, that the inside of the breadstick was quite doughy, and that the herbaceousness of the breadstick when compared to some of the others that we had didn't quite have that same pop.
Although the full integrity of the breadstick form, you were superior, at least from the outside, albeit a little on the, shall we say, black side for breadstick.
Now, most importantly, from the cultural breadstick side, you successfully cooked yours intact and presented it that way. And that is a major accomplishment that none of the other contestants seem to be able to pull off. So,
Well done, especially for someone of your age. Thanks.
Feels like we're not young enough. Oh, especially for someone of your age. Excuse me? Oh, it's easy to be young.
I think you're out of place right now.
Did we win?
Monica.
We won.
We are not talking to you right now.
Oh.
This is Reed's turn, right?
Okay. Bring it.
You did have more flavor to yours
True.
than the ones that we had tasted prior to that.
The herbal infusion was very herbal, indeed.
And it was balanced without being overpowering. The texture was crispy. It was maybe my favorite bite, but we heard from our rules commission that there may have been a little bit of an issue regarding the source of the herbs component of your dish, and so we did have to weigh that into our decision making. We think that without that hanging over your head, you easily would have won this competition, but we do have to take that into strong consideration when making our final
For
judgment.
a technical bake, we need to be technical.
And so he's been disqualified from the competition.
Technicality hurts.
All right, Monica.
Yes.
I'm a little disappointed in the attitude you just displayed, but we're going to just go ahead and then talk about your dish. Yeah.
It's kind of in line with the overall flavor profile. Very strong, very forward, very bold.
I really appreciate the grapes as a palate cleanser. You know, as a judge on one of these shows, I'm waiting to be bribed all day, and I didn't really receive anything resembling a bribe until I saw those grapes, and I thought they were really wonderful. However, some of your other contestants just really upped their seasoning game in this particular competition, or did something bold as far as the blueberries and the shape.
Where's the grapes, though? You remember the grapes?
Yeah, but those were on the side. They weren't infused.
But they
into the
were
dish.
palate cleansing.
Yeah, they were palate
Everybody
cleansers,
else
but
is just like,
ultimately-
oh, it's so much
yeah,
of this.
I'm considering that. Was it a
Monica, I do want to remind you that this is a judging and not a discussion, so let's let the judges give their thoughts, and then they will announce the winner of the round and the competition.
So, can the contestants assemble, please? We have 2 announcements.
I'm nervous. Are you guys nervous? A little bit?
All
right.
Oh my
Come in,
God.
everybody.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, judges.
All right, so for our star baker of this round
Breadstick champion.
is Paris.
Oh my god, I've never won anything! Congratulations,
Oh my God.
Paris. Well done.
Good job.
And judges, now please announce the winner of today's competition.
So our overall winner was a very, very difficult decision. All of our contestants had very, very strong points, and aside from Reed, who's disqualified, it's a very, very tough decision between them. Ultimately, there were 2 chefs that we think carried the day. Our star chef from round 1, Morgan, who presented bold presentation choices, really connecting with this foresty atmosphere, giving us unique flavor profiles. There were a few technical errors in both of the dishes, but overall, the just sheer audacity combined with the level of proficiency that you gave us was very, very impressive. Chef number 2 that we considered was Karis, our round 2 winner, who took a more simple route, both in terms of flavor profiles and presentation. And when you work with simple ingredients and present simple dishes, you've got to really, really concentrate on those flavors and make everything pop. And we really think that you shined in that aspect today. We really think that you stuck to what is true to you. I know that you felt a deep connection, a familial connection with these ingredients and these dishes, and you brought forth simple yet elegant and beautiful, well-seasoned presentations and just very well-composed dishes. Ultimately, this was a very, very difficult choice between 2 very different contrasting styles.
Very
but
difficult.
we did arrive at a decision.
And we would like to have had 2 winners, but they did not allow that. We even discussed it and found out that we could not do that. So the overall winner goes to
Congratulations to today's winner of the Great Lakebay Bakeoff. Tune in next week when we have 3 more amazing chefs coming in to compete.